pussy with a gun screaming after he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ask Trayvon, Mike Brown, Akai Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alden, Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil and said, I pray you die, every devil.
Any man give his life for YAHANNA, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that U.P.K banner. Is my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary. It's all about that warfare, boy. Back up, it's all about that warfare, boy. Take my soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Take ground. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Take ground. Now this ain't no movement, this a takedown. We will not be moved or intimidated. We ain't the type. You got a problem? Tell them cross the fucking line. My niggas ain't polite. Soldiers to the left and right. I die for every man body. Before I be a coward, I'd rather be a dead body. This will be my kingdom when the hour plays. You can either get with it or get flipped like an hourglass. We live by honor and no excuse. Just sit to pray up to the Lord. I told him to let all the terrorists loose. Hold your tongue or get rebuked, cause you made a truce. With a race to make merchandise out of my abuse. Scared of who? You got your gun, then pull it. Me and my niggas start to argue, it's about who gon' bite the bullet. It gon' take ground. Opponents better move slow. Attack dog for this truth. Nigga, cool yo. Go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground. Back up. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Take ground. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Oh, thought you could cross us with no consequence, but you will pay dearly. You should've used your common sense. My zeal lit, that means you could never prevail. Hey, where the truth sit, hey, where warriors dwell. Be wise with the weapons, cause I promise. My nine just like my wife, she concealed, she modest. I know two things, a robber will not prosper. And any man harm me and my aunt gon' meet the doc. Cause this life is warfare, it's not an easy walk. Been watching my people die so you can miss me with that love talk. My U.P.K soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make him regret it. What that means? Fall on his age. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. Long live one West. Say what? Long live one West. This for those who thinking we ain't ready for. Tell them back up. I'm about to drop something heavy for. Go to ground. It's all about that take grip, take grip, take grip, take grip, take grip, take grip, take grip. My soldiers take grip until they stand down.
This year, win the holidays by shopping on StockX. Whether you're shopping for yourself or finishing your list.
Check. You trying to buy some sneakers?
Oh, nah, it's at StockX. I said you trying to buy some sneakers.
StockX.
You old now.
One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nominee abdominal. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars. I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid. Shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance. One West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got group rhymes for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been the proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm throwing them off Patron and premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modify the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm a ballin', ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get through the fire around with me. And I had them niggas feel like a tire, down the D. And I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because U.P.K. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
Shalom. We the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. And if you're familiar with the school, or if you're not, today is Wednesday, and it's the law class, okay? Every brother across the nation will be doing his scripture breakdown according to the law, statutes, and commandments, okay? And tonight, my topic is the Most High hates Thanksgiving. I know in the Christian church, you know, they try to associate this this thing that they do in this country, Thanksgiving. They try to associate this with the Bible, but the Lord actually is against this thing, right? It's actually against this feast day. But and you know, every brother know how we do it in Fayetteville. If you got anything to bring out, please do. It help the class go, you know, and every brother, you know, you help the speaker or the teacher. But when we're going to start off with is Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. All right.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
The scripture said that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are a holy people. And if you're not familiar with the word holy means, you know, most people, they go in that Christian church and they don't understand, you know, some of the words that are constantly being used in the Bible, right? Because Christian pastor ain't really there to teach you. He's there to deceive you. He's there to get you to you know, turn your money over to him. So he's gonna tell you a bunch of things that make you feel good. But the scripture, when the scripture says holy, holy means separate, okay, set apart. So in this beginning part, it's saying, "For thou art an holy people." Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are a separate people unto the Most High Power. Okay, keep going.
The Salakia, the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
So not only is Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians a separate people, a set apart people, but the Most High chose us to be this separate people, right? And He chose us not to only just be separate, but to be special. And you know, you can countless things that you can see on television, countless things you can see in your neighborhood of some brother that is special. You understand what I'm saying? He's doing some earth shattering. Our people do earth shattering things in this place. Okay, keep going.
Unto himself above all people.
No, equal to.
Above all people.
No, we all one.
Above all people.
No, we lesser than.
Above all people.
The scripture said that not only are Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians a separate people, a special people, the Lord chose us to be above all people. That lie that's being told in Christianity that we all God's children, we all one in Christ Jesus, all that foolishness that's being told to us, that's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. You understand what I'm saying? God chose Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people to be above all people. Okay, keep going.
That are upon the face of the earth.
So that means every other filthy, disgusting heathen that's on the face of this earth, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people are better than them. That's it. You can look at some brother right now that you pass by on the street right now, and he might look like he homeless. Guess what? He's better than any filthy heathen that you may see that may be rich, that might be, you know what I'm saying, that might be rolling in something that you would love to have yourself. But guess what? That brother that's on the street corner, he's better than that person. You understand what I'm saying? Because the Lord says so. Okay, drop that, brother. Let's get Exodus chapter 23 and verse 12. Okay, we're about to go into the feast days. Okay, and according to the Bible, there's three main feast days, right? That all Israel are to keep, right? Three main feast days, and we about to run it down because the Christian church tell us what we supposed to do. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July, Easter. That's what they consider holidays in this kingdom, right? But the Lord set forth what Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are to celebrate. Okay, what the Lord deems as a holy day. You understand? Keep going, brother.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 12. 6 days thou shalt do thy work, and on the seventh day thou shalt rest.
Okay, the scripture said that we got this is something that Christianity always gets wrong, right? They want to tell you how wonderful the Most High is, right? They'll tell you, they'll profess with their mouth that they love the Lord, but they can never give you real examples, right? And what I mean is that they think that because they're prospering in this place, they got red bottoms on, they wearing Gucci and Fendi and all that mess, that mean the Lord with them, right? But what we really don't see is that to have a day off, right? To have a day of leisure that you have to yourself, and the Lord consider that to be a holiday. You understand what I'm saying? Once a week that you are to have a day to yourself and do whatever it is that you please, the thing that makes you happy, right? And that the Lord said it's a Sabbath day, is a holy day to him, right? You know what I mean? People don't get it. The Lord gives you a holiday once a week. Good night. Keep going.
That thine ox and thine ass may rest, and the son of thine handmaid and the stranger may be refreshed.
The scripture is laying out. Not only do Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians get this day of rest, right? To do whatever it is that pleases you. The animals get this day of rest, right? Think about the oppressor. The oppressor will run an animal into the ground if he had to make sure he worked 7 days a week, right? Right. The strength he said the son of the handmaid, right, get rest. So the people that work for a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian got rest. You understand? We are righteous people that serve a righteous God. Every day, once a week on the Sabbath day is a day for you to rest. It's a high holy day. Okay, keep going.
This verse 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect.
What does circumspect mean? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get clarity because, like I said, in the Christian church, they don't go through. They gloss over these words, right? And that's why a lot of our brothers and sisters, they ashamed to ask when they don't know something, because the Christian pastor gloss over and just move on. Now you think that what this thing in this Bible ain't for everybody to understand. So he the only one with somewhat of some kind of understanding, but his understanding is to deceive. You know what I mean? But we come to class and we come here to learn. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna learn what circumspect mean right now. So the Lord said, in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect. Got it, brother?
Got it. This is the Merriam-Webster dictionary for circumspect, an adjective, careful, to consider all circumstances and possible consequences.
There you go. You see, circumstance, right? That's where you get circumspect. You better pay attention to what the Lord told you, right? That's basically what he's saying. You better look at every aspect of what it is that he's telling you, right? You better look at it all, because he about to lay it down, right? Keep going. And
make no mention of the name of other gods.
So guess what Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians ain't supposed to do? You ain't supposed to be talking about no dang on Allah, right? You ain't supposed to be talking about no Caesar Borgia, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, right? You ain't supposed to be talking about these other gods, right? That these other people brought us. You ain't supposed to be talking about no Buddha. I don't even know what the charging crystals or whatever they supposed to be worshiping. I don't know what that is, but you know what I'm saying? The Lord said you ain't even supposed to bring up the names of no other gods, right? Keep going.
Neither let it be heard out of thy mouth.
He gonna say it twice. Don't even bring up the name, and it better not even come out your mouth. I'm talking about another God, right? You only supposed to be speaking about the Most High power, right? But we taught in Christianity what that Caucasian Jesus is our God, right? Then you start saying, well, what about that picture? Oh, well, nobody ever seen Jesus. Right. You see how they try to play it? Because guess what? They want us to be deceived, right? But it's right here in front of us right now. Keep going, brother.
This verse 14. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me.
Here go the three feasts that the Lord is setting down right now from the time of Moses, right? These 3 feasts that all men are supposed to, all Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are supposed to observe. Not Thanksgiving, and you will see what I'm talking about. Thanksgiving ain't written up in here. Keep going.
A feast unto me in the year. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread.
We should keep the feast of unleavened bread. Who knows when the feast of unleavened bread is? It's in spring, right? You right. It's a specific time though.
Like around literally the first day of Passover.
Yeah, right. It's after the day after Passover. It's the feast of unleavened bread. You're not to eat anything that has leaven in it. Okay. You're supposed to take all the leaven out of your house, right? And this is something you'll see in Leviticus. It gets into the rules how you are to observe it, right? But we going over what the Lord wants us to observe. Okay, keep going.
Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days.
So when you do the feast of unleavened bread, you are to eat unleavened bread, right? The bread that has no yeast in it, the thing that make it rise. It's supposed to be a flat bread like burrito tortillas and things like that. Okay, keep going.
As I commanded thee in the time appointed of the month Abib.
Abib is would be the first month of the year, right? And it would be in the springtime, like you said, Trooper Ithanya Salakia. Keep going.
For in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty.
So the Lord is saying the reason why you keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread is because we came out of Egypt. You understand what I'm saying? And this is a remembrance of the mighty thing that the Lord did for us, right? He brought us out of the hand of an oppressor, right? A so-called today would be an African oppressor, but you know what I'm saying? We have a different one now, right? So we are to observe this because guess what? We're supposed to always think about the power that the Most High has, and how he'll take our condition that we live in and change it. You know what I'm saying? When he wants to, when he decides so, right? And this is why we're supposed to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Keep going.
Verse 16, and the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field.
So the scripture is saying that mind you, in the I.S.U.P.K, every brother in here knows these feasts, right? Feast of first fruits, right? It's the acknowledgement of what you planted. The Lord made it happen, right? And you making a feast of making a feast out of it. It's you glorifying the Lord with it, right? You go to put your hands to work and went into growing something or sowing something. If you had flocks, those new animals come, you know what I'm saying? You are to give the glory to the Lord, right? Not celebrate some filthy stinking heathen, right? And then in the end, it's after we gather those things that the Lord gave us, we supposed to have a feast then. Keep going.
Verse 17, 3 times in the year all thy males shall appear before the Lord God.
There we go. So those are the 3 feasts that's mandatory. You understand what I'm saying? If you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, those are the feasts that the Lord wants you to keep. Not no filthy stinking Thanksgiving. And we're gonna get into how filthy of a thing it is. Okay, right. Drop that. Let's get Amos chapter 5 and verse 21. Amos chapter 5 verse 21. Got it, brother.
Kind of one kind. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days.
What was the topic of class?
I despise your feast days.
The scripture said that the Most High hate and despise these feast days, right? If these things ain't what I just read to you earlier about when a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian are to feast, right, according to the Lord, what the Lord deem acceptable, right? He hate those things because it's a vain thing. You doing it for nothing, right? You can either, and when you do these filthy, wicked feast days, you either glorifying a people or you glorifying another God. You understand me? This is what the Christian church don't tell us. We ain't glorifying the Lord with it. You understand? Keep going.
And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Guess what the Lord said? That swine that's on the table, that swine that's on the table, he turned his nose away from it, right? You got the cherries on your glazed honey baked ham, right? The Lord is not in there, right? That little dry turkey that you got on the table, the Lord is not. He don't even want to smell that mess, right? It's all foolishness, right? And brothers and sisters, they think that because of Christianity that they doing something right. They think that giving Thanksgiving is what something that they doing for brothers or show brotherly love, right? But it's actually against the Lord, right? Who knows what Thanksgiving actually is, and we're gonna get into it. But what is Thanksgiving? Broken down in its bare essence. Who have an idea?
So like I said, you talking about like the truth of Thanksgiving or America's Thanksgiving, like what we've been told in the school, sir. So like,
No, I'm talking about this holiday. What is it when you take all the Christianity off of it and all the foolishness they told us in school? When you take it all away, what's left there? What is it actually celebrating?
so like you said, if I may, it's celebrating the genocide of the Native Indians.
Most
Sir.
High in Christ. That's it. We're gonna get into it though with this article I got. However, I wanted a brother to say it so that people that may be listening, they be like, well, you know what I'm saying? We still gonna do it because that's what time our people get together.
Right.
You could get together in any other time, but just because the oppressor gave you this day off, y'all decide that y'all all got to come together on this day. You understand?
And so like you said, if I may, with what you're saying is so heavy, and the scripture you brought out, because the Most High said he hate and despise the solemn assemblies.
That's it.
So you sitting here talking about it's the time that we get together on Thanksgiving. Why you can't gather yourselves together like the scripture says, outside of these holidays, these wicked holidays. We hate each other all throughout the year, but then Thanksgiving we come together like we love each other, man.
That's right.
So like,
you don't even want to eat your auntie nasty you don't want to eat her nasty dressing because her hands dirty when you see her. Everybody looking like, who made a dressing? Right? Everybody in there being fake and phony. It ain't of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? Everybody come in there with their own little reasons why they doing it, but it's a Christian mind frame, right? It's compromising. It's making up a reason to do something that's against the Lord, right? That's what Christianity do, get you to reason with yourself and actually do the work of Satan. Right? You're gonna sit there and have these conversations. Oh, well, we just do it for the kids. Oh, yeah, well, I ain't gonna see my aunt unless I come. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole time you celebrating the slaughter of your brothers. You celebrating the slaughter of your sisters. Okay. Let's get Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12. Small book. I'm saying, get them them likes up if you listening online, right? Get the likes up. Help your brother out. Y'all want to know why we call Esau the oppressor the devil, right? The oppressor does things like this. Like, say I say something right now in class during class. He'll shut our page down. Won't give no real reason, right? And it's not valid, right? With the rules that he set forth, we'll say something. We sit here and be real careful about what we saying on purpose. He don't like what we saying. He'll shut the page down. Then what we have to do? We have to go and start another page. So the brothers and sisters that might be listening and say, hey, well, I was following them and I don't see no more videos. Guess what? That's because the oppressor shut our page down. Right. And we have to go and start a whole nother one. We lost y'all brothers and sisters, and we hope y'all want to keep tuning in and come to the new page. That's why we call Esau. That's why we call the oppressor the devil. Right? He don't really want Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians to hear the truth. Right. He really likes that Christianity tells you Thanksgiving is about loving each other. Right? Everybody coming in that Christian mind frame, loving one another and under Christ Jesus, all that foolishness they say. He really likes that going on in the earth because that gives him power. Right? But if we sit here and teach Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians what it's really about, this is disrupting his peace, right? He got peace with us going and buying. Smithfield them people don't produce not one damn turkey until around this year, right? You don't hardly see them damn things until everything is bust open with a turkey. Ham everywhere. You don't see a fat you don't see a fat pork butt in the store until around this time, right? He capitalizing off of this. But you come to class as a black man, you come to class as a sister, and y'all learn that you're not supposed to do this thing. You messing with his money now.
That's right.
We got to do something about that. Let's mess with these pages now.
That's right.
That's all we call him, the devil. You got that, brother?
Come. It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
And guess what? There isn't a major city in America that wasn't built by slaughtering Native Indians, right? You had to slaughter Native Indians. Most of you ever looked at where Philadelphia is sitting? Look at where New York is sitting. Look at where Massachusetts is sitting. Boston, right? For example, when the Mayflower landed, guess what? That was a Native Indian city that they landed on, and we gonna get into it in that story. All they did was slaughter the people and take the buildings and upgrade them with cement. You understand what I'm saying? All these places they were already established. That's why you got some names of cities and it's so-called Native Indian named place, because all they did was replace it. Right. Took ownership, killed people, laid them people down, buried them, and built the city over top of them. Right. This is what we dealing with. This is the what Thanksgiving is about. Right. Keep going, brother.
Come. Establish it a city by iniquity.
Establish a city with iniquity. Right. Murdering people, murdering innocent women and children. This is what America is formed on. You understand me? The rape, rob, and murder of a people. And then they get us into this little spirit. You see the turkeys and you see them sitting in that damn freezer in Walmart, and you in the spirit now. Now you want one. You want to buy one now because it's available. You start getting in that spirit. Them wheels start spinning, right? Drop that, brother. Let's get into that article I got. Were you able to get it? Most High in Christ. Read the title for everybody that may be listening.
It says 6 Thanksgiving myths and the Wampanoag side of the story.
Mm-hmm. So there's myths that we are taught, like going in school, right? Even they notice they start real early, right? With the children, they give them the little hands, make the little turkey hands. Right, the thumb is the beak of the turkey, and you had 2 choices: dress as a pilgrim. They made the son with the little hat and had the little feathers on for the Native Indians, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know about y'all, but I always wanted to be the Indian, right? They were fresh. I ain't know no better because I was a kid, but this is how they do it, right? They indoctrinate our children, right? You start making light of something that's real serious. So these myths right here, this was according to Indian country today. So this is our people telling the truth about what really happened around Thanksgiving, okay? And why these people celebrate. And certain points of this brother reading this article, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna bring scripture out, right? Because a lot of our people, we have colorism. And because we have colorism, we look at so-called Gadites or Native Indians like they not Black, Hispanic, or Native, like they don't look at us like we brothers, because they think that they carved out, and our people think because they carved out a little place, a little reservation. Why would that be good when you had the whole entire damn country? That's right. That they relegated you to the 50 miles of a reservation, right? That's hell. When you had run of everything. When everything was once theirs, you understand me? But we take it as, oh, they able to separate, but they living in hell in them reservations, right? Right? They don't bring that out. They don't talk about that. They put them in them reservations so they can hide them away, right? Brothers always say it in camp. When the last time you seen a Native Indian? That's right. Right, but here we go at Thanksgiving though, right? Keep going. Let's read this article.
Okay. The Thanksgiving Day celebration originated from a massacre. Let's hear the Wampanoag side of the story.
So we're gonna hear our brothers' side of what really happened and why Thanksgiving is really going on, okay?
Considering Indian country today has published its fair share of the true history of Thanksgiving, in which 90 Wampanoag shared provisions with the pilgrims in 1920, I mean, Salakia, 1621. We
Hey,
thought,
Shalom.
So you want to take over?
Khatam.
You taking over the class now, sir?
Khan.
Okay, no sweat. And with that, I'm gonna pass
Shemish
it
Khatam.
to Officer 13,000, Captain Nayathot.
Shemish Khatam Akim. What's going on? I see I was going into the history of what Thanksgiving, right? Which you all know is what is this celebration of what the slaughter of the so-called what Native Indians who are brothers and sisters. All right, and those of us out there who celebrating it, it's against what the law in the Bible to celebrate what Thanksgiving. All right. And we have any questions in the room? Any questions in the room?
It's like I don't want.
Mm-hmm.
I had a, I wanted to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Perfect. Go ahead.
I was wondering if I get a general breakdown on Numbers 23 and 10.
Okay. When you get, let's read it.
Come on. Book of Numbers, chapter 23 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Who can count the dust of Jacob and the number of the fourth part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. So,
Go ahead.
If I could just get a general breakdown on it.
And who can count the dust of Israel? What does it mean by the dust of Israel?
So like, would it be like those who not in the truth?
Hold on. Give me 1 minute.
Come on.
Hold on to this one. I forget the breakdown for this one.
Come on, sir.
All right, sir. I'm gonna get it breakdown for it.
Come on, sir. Come on, the water.
No, I remember. Numbers 20, 23, and 10. Come on, any more? Zion, check your text. If not, today's what class we supposed to have today? Law class, right? So let's go to Numbers. 35. All right. So you all see the news, right? And what's pertinent to the news? Come on.
Salakia, sir.
Trooper.
Salakia, sir.
Mm-hmm.
That the 3 men who murdered Ahmaud Arbery were charged with murder.
Yeah. And also too with that whole that brother. So what's his name? Your rapper. What's the rapper name? Young Dolph.
Sir.
Right? It's killing. You know what I mean? And the what you call it again? Rittenhouse. All right, those 3 things, you know what I mean? Those basically hitting the news stream or trending, as they would say right now, right? All right, this whole thing about murder, all right? But the Bible has laws on, you know what I mean, on how we should deal with situations like these. All right. Now we're gonna read about, you know what I mean, some of the things that we did back then. All right. So give me Numbers. What till it go? Numbers what? 35.
Salakia, sir. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 10. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come over Jordan into the land of Canaan. Verse 11. Then ye shall...
No, numbers 35, and you start at 1, right?
Oh, you said 35, verse 1?
Yeah.
Oh, kind of Salakia, sir. This is the
Right.
book of Numbers, chapter 35. And the Lord spoke, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan, near Jericho, saying, command the children of Israel that they give unto the Levites of the inheritance of their possession cities to dwell in.
Right. So this is what? This is the Lord giving who? Who land here? Well, Kudam.
So, like you said, Moses was given the order from the Most High to command the children of Israel, sir.
All right, but who is he giving the land to possess?
So, like you said, the Levites.
The Levites, right? Now skip me down to verse. Believe it's 6.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 6. And among the cities which ye shall give unto the Levites, there shall be 6 cities for refuge, which ye shall appoint for the manslayer.
For the who?
For the manslayer.
All right, what's a manslayer?
Salaki, I don't want, if I may, a murderer. A murderer.
Look it up in the Bible. Who has a Bible dictionary? Pull out your Bible dictionary. Right, and this is what you're gonna see, right? Like we have laws in this Bible to, to govern us. And no matter where we go, we should be doing what? Following what Bible say to do. You understand? We have a government set up, but any issues that's taking place, with brothers and sisters, we have a government already set up to handle issues. You understand? And it was just like this back then. All right. Go ahead and if you get it, read it.
Khan, sir. This is manslayer according to the Zondervan Pictorial Dictionary, page 342. Manslayer, a term used to describe a person who had killed another human being accidentally.
So he's not just a what?
A murderer.
Not just a murderer. A manslayer could be somebody who kills somebody accidentally also. Read on.
Among the Israelites, a manslayer could flee from an avenger of blood by taking asylum in a city of refuge.
Right. So he could be what? The manslayer could be considered what? A murderer, or somebody who committed who killed someone accidentally. Right? Do you all have the big you all have the small pictorial one? Or there's the big one?
We got the
small one,
the compact,
and the compact. All right, no sweat. Let's see. All right, so go back to verse 6.
Come on, sir. Says the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 6. And among the cities which ye shall give unto the Levites, there shall be 6 cities for refuge.
All right, 6 cities for what?
Refuge.
All right, read on.
Come on. Which ye shall appoint for the manslayer, that he may flee thither. And to them ye shall, and to them ye shall add 40 in 2 cities.
Right. So what is that saying there?
So like I said, if I may. It's saying, you know, these ones that, you know, either killed them or accidentally killed them. You know, it's somewhere that they could be appointed to go to. It's like, I guess, for like them to run away from what's the word I'm looking for?
You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
Run away from, like, I guess, the judgment, for lack of a better word. Salakia, sir.
From the cousins, from the uncles, from the loved ones. You're gonna run and hide. You understand? So the Lord appointed these cities for them, right? Go ahead. Who had the hand up? Come on.
Salakia, sir. Would this like be like, you know how with two gangs in the area, there would like be that one barber spot they would parlay at that nobody was allowed to spill like blood at? Would that be like that? Where like nobody was allowed to do nothing unless
until an investigation took place.
Okay.
Yes. You understand? Yes, they tried to do it right now with wars. I think there was there's a city where, or a place where between Israel and Syria where they wasn't allowed to do no building whatsoever. That place was like a no-fly zone, nothing. You know what I mean? That zone was free, right? But the Lord here, he did what? He separated 6 cities for what? For a manslayer. You understand? Right? Read on. Where we at right now?
Verse 7, sir.
Verse 7. Okay, skip to verse 13. No, skip to verse 12.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 12.
Salakis, start at 10. Right? And this is what Kodam was trying to get out. Right?
Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when ye be come over Jordan into the land of Canaan. Verse 11, then ye shall appoint you cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the slayer may flee thither, which killeth any person at unawares.
All right, unawares, right? So you see what he's saying now, right? What is he saying? Unawares. What does it mean by unawares? It was not what? Come on,
Salaki, I don't want, if I may, it wasn't intentional.
Yes, right? Read on.
Salakia. And they shall be unto you cities for refuge from the avenger, that the manslayer die not.
Right now, the manslayer what?
Die not.
Die not. You understand? That's most of the time, that's like what? When the cops come get you, they do what? They take you to where? To wherever, prison or whatever, hide away. They take you away from the whole scene. Because if uncle or cousins meet up with you, what could happen? You could do what? You could die. Right? Especially if you did it in what? Self-defense. Who knows? You don't know. And an uncle or a father, he ain't asking whether it was self-defense. You understand? He trying to get what? Blood for blood. You understand? Which, aka what? Revenge. Right? Read.
Until he stand before the congregation in judgment. Verse 13.
Until he what? He stand before what?
The congregation in judgment.
Right? So just understand this, right? The Lord already set what? Set these laws, these rules up in the Bible. Now, Esau came along and he did what? He tried to make what? His constitution along these lines. But he wanted to what? He switched it up to suit his people. That's why when you go to their court, you understand? You be thinking, well, for sure, we're going to win this case, brother. And you lose. You understand? Because their laws are totally different or somewhat different to these laws in here. You know what I mean? The Lord laws is above all, basically. You understand? And he knows how to make righteous judgment. You understand? Read on.
Verse 13. And of these cities which ye shall give, 6 cities shall ye have for refuge.
Read on.
Verse 13. And of these cities which ye shall give, I read that. Salakia, verse 14. Ye shall give 3 cities on the side of the Salakia, on this side Jordan, and 3 cities shall ye give in the land of Canaan, which shall be cities of refuge.
Yes, son. The Lord give us 6 cities, brother, because He know what time it is. He give it enough time to do what? To get out of Dodge, and you'd have 6 cities you could flee to, right? 3 on the side of Jordan, the other 3 on the side of Canaan, right? Read on.
Verse 15. These 6 cities shall be a refuge, both for the children of Israel and for the stranger and for the sojourner among them.
So who is these cities for? Come on.
It's for Israel. It's for.
Give me 1 minute, right?
Come on, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Athania.
Count on God. This is Israel. This is basically everybody, sir.
Who's everybody? Who's a stranger?
Like a nation outside of Israel.
What's a nation outside of Israel?
Moab. Sir.
Shamia? Who's a stranger?
Salakia, sir. A stranger could be a Israelite that that lives abroad, lives somewhere else.
Right. So these cities are for who? Not for. Remember, the Bible has what? One flow in it, right? This here is speaking specifically to who? Who is speaking specifically? Israel, right? Israel. All right. So the stranger is who?
Israel, sir.
And who's the other one? Who's the sojourner? Right? Israel also too, right? So he giving them what? There's a place for what? For everyone in Israel. You coming from far off, this city right here, they're gonna what? Welcome you. This city is right here. This cities are cities of refuge. Go ahead, Kudam.
Yes, sir. So with this, in the case of when Moses he smit the Egyptian, would this be in the case of what he did when he smit the Egyptian and fled from the face of Pharaoh, sir?
Yes. Something like that. Yes.
Come
All right. Come on. Come on.
So you want Officer I thought of myself, sir. Salak Adawan. So with regard to, I understand the flow of the Bible, but when it comes down to sojourner, I know that we traveled in the lands of the heathens, and we're able to pass through. So sojourner in this context you couldn't use that for a non-Israelite traveling through our lands, sojourning through our lands.
Okay, that I'll double check. I'll double check just to make sure.
Come on, sir.
Right?
So like that's what I was about to say. The sojourner was a traveler. When I had looked it up, it said like temporary stay.
All right, temporary stay. Correct. All right. Read on.
God. Verse 16. And if
No,
he's
read the end of verse 15.
that everyone that killeth any person unawares may flee thither.
Yes, read on.
Verse 16. And if
Mhm.
he smite him with an instrument of iron
Mhm.
so that he die, he is a
Mhm.
murderer.
So this is called what type of killing? Come on. Go ahead.
This is a killing he does on purpose, like a murder, basically.
This is a murder. Yes. This is what? Premeditated. This is first degree. All right, read on.
The murderer shall surely be put to death.
The murderer shall what?
Surely be put to death.
Surely be put to death. All right, read on.
Verse 17. And if he smite him with throwing a stone wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer.
So what is he doing here with that stone? Come on.
He's striking him with the stone, so he's basically trying to kill him.
Yeah, he's basically trying to kill him. And he did. And say if he does kill him with that stone, then he'll be considered a what? Murderer. That place of refuge is not for him. Right? He has to die. Right? Read on.
And Salakia, the murderer shall surely be put to death.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 18. Or if he smite him.
Right. That ain't no, you waiting for what? You sitting in jail for years waiting for a trial. Nah. This be found out that you did it, right? You're gonna be put to death. Right, read on.
Verse 18. Or if he smite him with an hand weapon of wood, wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death.
All right, read on.
Verse
so
19.
all these are what? Scenarios of what? Premeditated. All right, come on.
Oh, Salaki, I was just gonna say that it was premeditated murder, sir.
Yeah, right. You ain't, you know what I mean? You heat of the moment, whatever, you kill the brother, right? You're gonna be what? Put to death for doing it. Right? Read on.
Kanawakai. The revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer. When he meeteth him, he shall slay him.
What that mean? What does that mean? Come on.
It's saying Salaki, sir. It's saying the person that like the cousins or the brothers or the father of the person you murdered, basically the family of the person you murdered, which is the revenger of blood, himself shall slay the murderer, meaning they shall get their vengeance, they shall get their pound of flesh, sir.
Yeah, they're gonna be the first one to put you to death. All right? Read on.
Salaki. When he meeteth him, he shall slay him. Verse 20.
Right. So if the Lord gave you what? A time to do what? To get to that city. But if you do this, these things that he just run down, and that family member meet you before you get to that city, brother, you're done. Now, let's say you did it and you get to the city. What's going to happen? Right? Read on. We're going to see. Read on.
Verse 20. But if he thrust him of hatred or hurl at him by laying of weight that he die, verse 21, or in enmity smite him with his hand that he die, he that smote him shall surely be put to death.
All right.
For he is a murderer.
And this here is basically what you call premeditated, because premeditated, I believe, is something that you plan on doing. Like that laying in wait, you're waiting for him. You understand? You're jealous of him, and you're waiting for that time to put him to death. You know what I mean? Where's God's drop, and you slay him. You planned it, and you're a murderer, and the Lord going to deal with you. You understand? And this is how the Lord is going to deal with you. Read on.
The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer when he meeteth him.
All right, when he meeteth him, he's going to slay him. All right? And it's going to be what? Is it going to be unlawful? Is it going to be unlawful?
La, sir.
So, okay. Read on. Let's see.
Verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
But if he thrust him suddenly without enmity, or have cast upon him anything, Salakia, upon him anything without laying of weight, verse 23, or with any stone wherewith a man may die, seeing him not, and cast it upon him that he die, and was not his enemy, neither sought his harm.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 24, then the congregation shall judge between the slayer and the revenger of blood, according to these judgments.
Right. So now we're moving into what? A brother who did what?
So, like, if I may, sir.
Yeah.
When it got revenge, sir.
Read that verse over one more time.
Salakia. Then the congregation shall judge between the slayer and the revenger of blood, according
to one above it, above that verse.
Verse 23. Or with any stone wherewith a man may die, seeing him not, and cast it upon him that he die, and was not his enemy, neither sought his harm.
So what type of brother is this? Come on.
So like it wouldn't he would be a manslayer, right? Meaning, you know, he just killed the brother for no reason. Like he wasn't an enemy of the brother. He probably didn't know the brother. He just killed him for no reason.
Okay, my question to you would be then: Did this brother did it willfully? Did he lay in wait like the other, like the brother above? Go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say. Because it said he did it without enmity. You know, so it's like he didn't have malicious intent on doing it.
Right. So it is just think about, you know what I mean, you all in the forest cutting down trees, right? And you swing, right? That axe to cut the tree, but you realize the handle was what? Loose, but you know what I mean, you ain't worry about it. And then you swing again and you pull back. That axe handle flies out and kill that brother. Right? Did you mean to kill the brother?
Well, sir.
No, you was neglectful, but still you're gonna have to do what? You gotta run to that city for refuge. You're gonna have to run. You didn't do it willingly. The brother wasn't your enemy. You didn't have nothing. You and that brother was cool, chilling, hanging out, you know what I mean, do everything together. But it was what? Accidental. You understand? This is that type of brother you're talking about here right now. He's not the one that what? Laid in wait. Anyone that was what? Trying to get the drop on young Dolph. This ain't that type of brother. You understand? This brother here did it accidental. You understand? Right? Read on. And just think about a brother who basically driving under the influence and kill somebody. Right? Right? Did he willfully do it? But it was what? Come on.
So, like you said, he didn't willfully do it, but like you said, he was neglecting, like driving.
Yes, he was neglectful. So now he will have to do what? He will have to run to that city. You understand? Because you know you ain't supposed to be what? Driving what? Drunk.
Right.
Because stuff like this could happen. You know what I mean? People could die. And somebody did die while he was driving drunk. So no, you got to do what? You got to run. Because if uncle here, you kill one of his family member or father, heard you kill his wife or daughter or son because he was negligent, he mightn't even want to hear it. You understand? Right? Read on.
Come on. The book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 25. Or 24, Salaki. Then the congregation shall judge between the slayer and the revenger of blood according to these judgments. Verse
According
20,
to these what?
These judgments.
According to these judgments, right? Read on.
Come on, verse 25. And the congregation shall deliver the slayer out of the hand of the revenger of blood.
Right? Because it wasn't what? It wasn't accidental.
Come on.
Right? So now they're going to start what? They're going to investigate what actually happened, what went on, what lead to this. Right? Read on.
Come on. And the congregation shall restore him to the city of his refuge, whither he was fled. It's like whither he was fled. It's like, and he shall abide in it until the death of the high priest, which was anointed with the holy oil.
So what is that saying?
So, like you said, if I may, it's basically saying, you know, after he's been released from the congregation and not accused of the death, he's going to be released back to the place that he had to go to for refuge. With the
because he went and did what? He went and stand trial. All right, and think about it this way also too, right? For you, you know what I mean. It ain't like how they would have you think. All these things are trials. You know what I mean? You kill a man, you get to that city, you will have to stand trial. And if you stand trial and you found guilty, guess what? The revenger of blood is going to do what? He's going to be the first one to what? To put you to death.
Right.
You understand? Right? Hold on. Give me 1 minute. All right, go ahead. Salaki about that, brothers.
Salaki. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 26. But if the slayer, verse 25, and the congregation shall deliver the slayer out of the hand of the revenger of blood, and the congregation shall restore him to the city of his refuge.
So even though he was what? He was acquitted. What happened? Come on.
Salaki, I don't know if I may. He had to go back to where he was seeking refuge.
Why?
Salaki, sir, because he can't go back home where he did the initial accident or the accidental death, because he has to be around the family members and everybody that that may want to harm him. Salaki.
Right, and this would be considered what? This would be considered what? What's the spirit behind it? Go ahead.
Salaki's brotherhood.
Yes, this is brotherhood. You understand? So that these grieving family don't have to see his face and want to, reach for whatever they have on them to put him to death. So you know what? You're acquitted, but stay in that city. Stay in that city of refuge. All right, don't come out of there until what? When is he able to come out of there? Go ahead, Bankayal.
Salakia, sir, until the death of the high priest.
Until the death of the high priest. You understand? Until the death of that high priest. Then you're able to what? Leave that city. Then your time served, basically. Right? Read on.
Salakia. And he shall abide in it until the death of the high priest, which was anointed with the holy oil.
Read
Verse
on.
26. But if the slayer shall at any time come without the border of the city of his
come without the border of the city, what does that mean?
So, like, if I may, sir.
Go ahead.
Outside the border of the city, outside the city.
Yeah, he want to venture outside the city. The city of refuge don't have, his PS5 or whatever he wants. You know what I mean? So he decides to do what? He want to, run down, girls or whatever. He decides to what? Leave the city. I ain't have what what I need in here. So I'm gonna take what? I'm gonna take the chance. Right? Read on.
Salakia. Of his refuge, whither he was fled, verse 27, and the revenger of blood find him without the borders of the city of his refuge, and the revenger of blood kill the slayer.
All right. So remember, all this is explained to him when he is there, in court. Basically, it is explained to him, brother, you is, you're acquitted of this, but you better not leave this city until the high priest die. All right, you cannot leave this city. All this is explained to him, but he still want to take the chance. Now, read on.
He shall not be guilty of blood.
So who will not be guilty of blood? Come on. Go ahead, Athania.
Salakia, sir, the family members or whoever wants to take revenge on the other brother that was slain.
Yes. You understand? They ain't gonna be guilty because he left. He left that border. All right, read on.
Verse 28. Because he should have remained in the city of his refuge until the death of the high priest.
So now we read all of this, right? So when is it lawful? Right, back then I'm talking about, right? Now we don't have what? Cities are what? Refuge. This you cannot do. You understand? You can't, see or notice, know a brother killing one of your family members and you decide to do what? Go get revenge. All this has to be taking place where? In court. You understand? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. This ain't you, how to put it? What's that? What's the best way to put it? Let me ask you the question first. When is the avenger able to take revenge on the brother? Come on.
Salakia, sir, when the murderer or the Salakia, what is it? Manslayer is either found guilty of murder, or if he's not found guilty of murder, he's found outside the borders of the city of refuge, sir.
Very good. But it has to be what? The priest has to make that judgment. You understand? He had to make that judgment. Now, if his judgment is you guilty because you killed this brother willfully and you try to run to the city of refuge, the city of refuge is not for what? A what?
Murderer, sir. Salakia.
Yeah, the city of refuge is not for a murderer. City of refuge is not for a cold-blooded murderer. It's not for him. The city of refuge is for who? Go ahead.
Manslayer, sir.
Yes, but remember, manslayer could be what?
Salaka, it's like if I may, sir.
Uh-huh.
The city refuge is for like an accidental death. Today we call it like manslaughter, more or less. Like you're responsible for what happened to the person, but it wasn't intentional though.
Right. That's what the city of refuge for. Because both men are what? Would be considered who? Manslayer. But the priest will be decide what type of manslayer are you? Were you the one that what premeditated? Did you plan this? Did you kill this brother because you hated him? Did you strike this brother with this stone because you hated him? Or was it accidental? You was just, throwing a stone, like how you're shooting your gun up in the air, right? You shoot your gun up in the air, the bullets must come down, right? They come down and kill somebody. Was it intentional? Wasn't intentional, but you killed somebody. You understand? It was what? Negligence. So you're going to have to do what? You're going to have to go to court for it. All right? And if you're found not guilty of the matter, then you will be able to do what? Stay in the city of refuge. If you're found guilty, guess what? The avengers are going to be the first one to what? Put you to death. All right? Read on.
Come. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 28. Because he should have remained in the city of his refuge until the death of the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the slayer shall return into the land of his possession.
All right. So it's basically letting you know what? Just follow orders, Zach. Follow it. Right. You don't follow it, you can end up what? Being what? Killed. You can end up dead. Right? Read on.
Verse 29. So these things shall be for a statute of judgment unto you throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
So all of this is for who?
So like you said, for the children of Israel.
For the children of Israel. So it goes back to who? Your strangers and your what? Your sojourners. You understand? This is for you, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? That's how we deal with each other. Right? All right, read on.
Verse 30.
That's why this is what family matters. You understand? All right, read on.
Verse 30. Whoso killeth any person, the murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses. But one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die.
What is that saying?
So like you said,
go ahead, Shamia.
Salaki, sir, is saying that one witness, like one person saying that they witness you murder a person or whatever, can't get you found guilty. It has to be more than one witness. Salaki.
Good, very good. All right, go ahead, Kodam. Read on.
Verse 31. Moreover, you shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is
take no what?
Satisfaction for the life of the murderer.
Meaning what? Your famous rapper in jail for murder. All right? What you going to say? Free him because he had the best song?
Good name.
All right? So it's saying what? Take what?
No satisfaction.
No satisfaction in him. None whatsoever. He's a murderer. He is filthy and what? Disgusting. You understand? All right? If he's convicted of murder, if he's found to be what? Guilty, right? In the sight of the Lord, right? he is filthy and disgusting,
Right.
and take no satisfaction in it, in him.
So like,
Him or her. Come on.
would that be like have no pity on him?
Yes. Have no pity on him. None whatsoever. Don't put on a t-shirt free Tyrone. And you know Tyrone done wreak havoc in the neighborhood. Have buddies on him. You know what I mean? With drug war. Free this one. This one was a good. Don't go up on there and cry like mommy and I would say what he was a good boy. Nah, say what the hell he was. Take no satisfaction in a murderer. None whatsoever. Read.
Khan, which is guilty of death.
Which is what?
Guilty of death.
If he's guilty, take no satisfaction in him. All right? Read on.
Khan. But he shall be surely put to death.
He shall what?
Surely put to death.
He shall surely be put to death. All right, read on.
Verse 32. And ye shall take no satisfaction for him that is fled to the city of his refuge, that he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest.
So what is it saying now?
So like,
come on, Shamia.
Salaki sir is saying that if a man leaves before the death of, well, you know, his sentence was to stay in the refuge city until he was until the death of the high priest. If he's found somewhere else, you shouldn't be happy to see him because he didn't follow orders. Salaki.
All right, read one more time.
Come on. The book of Numbers chapter 35 verse 32. And you shall take no satisfaction for him that is fled to the city of his refuge, that he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest.
So what is that saying? Give one more chance.
Salaki sir, you shouldn't feel like oh, he made it to the city, he got away with it. Like you kind of like jump in judgment. Like he got like it's like he made it to the city, so I don't know how to explain it. Salaki.
Remember, all this is brotherhood, right? Just think this for yourself. You have a son, right?
Come.
Lord forbid. You know what I mean? Some drunk driver is to hit him, some drunk Israelite is to hit him, right? How would you feel about him, about another brother being happy that he made it to the city of refuge?
Come, I got it, sir. Yes, sir.
How would you feel?
I would be pissed off. Salaki.
Yeah, you'll be pissed off if I'm what? Saying, yeah, that brother make it to that city. Knowing that he just what? Kill your loved one. You understand? I ain't taking no happiness in that. He made it to the city. The Lord was with him. That's it. But I ain't happy that he made it to the city. You understand? I ain't taking no satisfaction in it. You understand? Because I now have to think about what? My brother who just lost what? Or my sister who just lost what? A loved one. You understand? Right? And it's likewise for a murderer. Like where a murderer is so bad, meaning like he willfully killed this man. You understand? He willfully kill him. But now I'm what? I'm saying free him. So what about the victim? What about his blood? You understand? Right? Read on.
It's a lot.
Come on.
Got one. So it is for example, it would be like that Cal Rittenhouse case, where he murdered 2 people and wounded another one, and they was happy in the courtroom that he got off with that murdering.
Yeah, they're happy. But that's how the heathens, that's how they do their, you know what I mean? According to their judgment, he was innocent according to his, you know what I mean, their laws. You understand? Right? And they were happy. Now, even with our laws that happen, you can't be happy. You can't be happy that he get off. So what about the family members of loved ones. Right? Read it. Come on. Somebody had a hand up.
Salaki, sir. I just wanted to see if the picture that I'm seeing in my mind about what this scenario is. This city would be people awaiting trial and people that have a sentence to live out, right? And this is a city of just people that have a similar scenario.
Okay, yes, but it's also for strangers, meaning brothers and sisters who left where they're at and now they're traveling. You understand?
Okay.
And now they don't have brothers and sisters around that city. So guess what? They go to that city of refuge. In that city there's a place for them and for sojourners, and also too for the manslayer.
Come on, I got it now. Come
on.
So, like, if I may, I don't want. So, how would the people, outside that city or in other refuge cities know, that this man was either put to death for the murder or was freed from that murder, or not convicted for that murder?
Okay, it's much like this. All right, just think you come into the city, right? You're Israelite and you come into the city, like you in the city of Fayetteville. Now, a brother from the DC camp leave and come to Fayetteville, right? You're gonna see him, and guess what? You know that what in this city here is either he's either a he's a traveler, or he's what? A manslayer. You're gonna ask him. And of course, guess what? Guess who's coming? Who's gonna be hot on the trail? Come on.
Salaki Adawan. I mean, I know our oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of, okay? But I think about John Wick, and they had that hotel, the Continental Hotel, and it was neutral territory. And, he killed that dude in there. And that was like, he was out of bounds. He was out of pocket for doing that because the rule was you can't kill, you cannot conduct business in here. Like in the Continental Hotel, if you're familiar with that.
Sure.
This is how the land was neutral. It was neutral ground.
Yeah, it is neutral ground. So that's why if you see a new face coming into the city, if you see a new face in the city, is one of three things. Either he's a what? A manslayer, a stranger, or sojourner, right? He gonna get questioned because what? There are people who will be what? Over the city. And guess what? Family members gonna be what? Looking for you. They're gonna be such and such. He ran here and he did this, that, the other. And guess what? The priest's gonna bring him forth and in front of the congregation, and he's gonna be questioned on what happened. Investigation is gonna take place on what happened. If he's found guilty of the crime, guess what? He's gonna have to die. If he's found not guilty, meaning it was accident, you understand? He's like, you know what? He was doing this. He was in the forest. He was cutting the trees. My axe head flew out and killed him. And this is what happened. I had two other brothers in the forest here with me, and they saw what happened. This was not, I didn't, this was not willfully. Guess what? Ain't no sweat. You stay right here until the priest die. You leave this city, and these brothers or sisters or family member catch you and put you to death. They're clean. They're not guilty of your blood. You understand? You're with me? All right? And think about it, how the Lord is doing it. The Lord is doing it in a way whereas there is, total brotherhood. You understand? And he telling you how to feel. You understand? How not to feel. You understand? Putting into the situation. A murderer, you don't pity. You have no pity on him. Likewise, a brother who is what? Negligent of a debt. You understand? You don't look at him in no kind of way. You understand? Come on,
Salaki Adawan. What comes to mind is like I remember, you know, in the early 90s where OJ, you know, he allegedly killed his wife, and he went on running the white Bronco, and you know how our people were out in the streets, you know, with signs like, you know, run OJ, like, you know what I'm saying? That's like satisfaction.
Okay. That is okay. That's premeditated, basically. That's not really satisfied because you didn't know if OJ did it or not. And according to I.S.U.P.K court, he was what? He was not guilty. You understand? So it ain't like they knew that he didn't do it. They didn't know that he didn't do it. You understand? Right? And plus, it's more, that's more along the line of that is no longer, how to put it, like family matter. You understand? What you're reading about here is family matters. You understand what I'm saying? When another nation basically kills a brother, that's basically what you'll call an act of war, basically. Because now it ain't like, you know what I mean, the investigation going to take place. But remember, the laws are given to who? These statutes were given to who? All right, go back up to verse 29. Read verse 29 for me.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 29. So these things shall be a statute of judgment unto you throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
All right, so this basically is family matters you're talking about right here. Now, when it comes to killing a heathen, right, you're still going to have to stand trial. If you're found to be a murderer, you're going to be what? You're going to be put to death. I don't know. I'm gonna get clarification on how we, you know what I mean, how we would deal with, you know what I mean, with killing a heathen. You understand what I'm saying? Or putting a heathen to death. But we know there are laws that say what? We have what? Self-defense laws. Also, it says what? Thou shalt not be a what? What laws we have? Thou shalt not be a what? Come on.
Slacky, sir, murderer.
A murderer. You understand? So if you murder someone, you're gonna have to face the consequences of being a murderer. You understand? Now, if it was self-defense, then that's different. All right. Somebody had a hand up?
Oh, Salaki.
Come on.
I just wanted to ask, like, so this is this what it means when like the oppressor is like the antichrist, because everything when it comes to his laws is like so reversed to what we are, what we were given by the Most High, because in their law, you found innocent or whatever, and you're put right back in the hood of the people you just murdered.
Okay. Sometimes it happened like that. I don't know, but he doesn't go by this law, if you understand what I'm saying. And I wouldn't say just the oppressor is the antichrist. Who's an antichrist? Come on.
It's like you said, the Christian church.
Yes, everybody who is not basically in the truth is what? Against Christ coming back. You understand? So his laws, that's why I go to let's go to Romans. I think it's Romans. Hold on. There's Romans 8:1.
This is the book of Romans.
Yes, so hold on. No, 1 Corinthians 6:1.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 1. Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust and not before the saints?
So what is that saying? Come on. Shamia.
Salaki, sir, Paul is basically daring a brother. He's saying, I dare you to go and seek judgment from some heathens rather than your brothers and your sisters.
All right, so and who is the heathen in this case?
Any non-Israelite.
No. In the verse.
Oh, in the verse. Oh, Salaki. The Roman Salaki.
But what is it saying there?
The law, Salaki, it says, go to the law before the unjust and not
To
before
the
the saint.
unjust.
So
the
that's
unjust.
that could be anybody that don't have
Right?
law.
Not just anybody. Basically, who's your oppressor right now? America. You understand? You'll be going to what? You taking your brother to law, to the what? To the unjust. His laws are made for who? His people. You understand? That's why Kyle Rittenhouse would do what? Could kill, could instigate, whatever, and it come off as what? Self-defense in his court of law. You understand? Right?
Okay.
Their laws ain't upright like the what? The Lord's laws. You understand? They try to make their laws as right as what? That's in the Bible, as close as they could get it. You understand? But Paul is saying what? Dare any of you what? Go to the what? To the law, before the what? Unjust. You understand? So now remember what we was reading, it was pertaining to who?
Salaki, sir, it was pertaining to you talking about before this or what we just read, sir, Salaki?
No, what we was before this. In Numbers.
Khan, sir, it was talking about the strangers and the sojourners of Israel.
Of Israel, right? That's how you know, because this is who could flee to the city.
Salaki, sir, the Israelite.
Yes, this had nothing to do with a heathen fleeing. Yeah, heathen killing one of you is something totally different. All right, that basically is what? An act of war. You understand? That's just think America. If you're American so-called citizen, right, and somebody kill you across in where the Middle East or whatever, some country in the Middle East, right? Is America just gonna let it be? Nah. They're gonna have to, somebody gonna have to answer. No, the law is gonna be totally different to what? To Americans. You understand? Basically. You understand the same thing here. This law here was between what? Brothers and sisters. You understand? Heathen killing you is going to be totally different. No, us killing the heathen, no, it's going to, you're going to have to go before who? Our priests. You understand? Right? Because in there, in the law, it says what? Thou shalt not be what? Murderer. Now, does the law have where you could have self-defense? Yes. You can defend yourself. Right? So go back to let's go to Exodus 21. I get some more on it.
So like I said, is it Exodus 21 and the first verse, sir?
We could start at the first verse and then come down. So come on.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 1. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. Verse 2. If thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the seventh he shall go out free for nothing.
Right, so you all understand that, right? So these laws pertaining to who? Israelites buying what? Israelites. You know what I mean? Meaning servants. You have a servant, right? He's serving you for how many years?
7 or 6 years, and then he's free for on the 7th.
On the 7th year, he's free to go. Come on.
Salaki, sir, is another way to look at this word servant is like a man for hire, like a contract, like a covenant, like the man.
Yes.
Okay, come.
Yes. He's what you call an employee. Right? Come on.
Verse 3. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him.
Right. So you see what it's doing, right? It's basically giving you guidelines. If you decide to go do what? To go buy a what? To go hire, right, a servant, this is what's going to happen. If he come in by himself, he going to what? Leave by himself. If he come in married, he's going to leave with what? His wife. Right? Read on.
Come. And she have borne him sons. So like verse 4. If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself.
I shall go by what?
By
By himself. Right, read on.
Come, verse 5. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. Verse 6. Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall
right, so he bringing them unto who? To the priests, the judges, right? Read on.
He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall be his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever.
I shall serve him what?
Forever.
All right. Read on.
Verse 7. And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the men servants do.
All right. So now it's different for our sister. Right? Read on.
Come. If she please not her master, who have betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed.
Right? He shall let her what?
Be redeemed.
Right? Read on.
To sell her unto a strange nation, he shall have no power, seeing he hath dealt deceitfully with her.
Right? So he can't do what? He can't betroth her and then he's decide, you know what? You can't cook, you can't clean. So guess what? I'm going to sell you to another nation. All right, come on.
Salakia, sir. I got a little lost when it says if the master gave him a wife. Can I get a little bit more explanation on verse 4? It says, verse 4, if his master gave him a wife and she had borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. Is that?
Go ahead.
So it's saying like his wife and his children belong to the master now? Like, or am I reading it wrong, sir?
Belongs to who?
The master.
Yes. Where did the wife come from?
The master, sir.
Yes. And you understand when I say the wife comes from the master, right? This is not what? This is not the master's wife. All right. You understand, right? When it says the master gave him a wife, what does that mean? How would you explain that? Show me out.
So, like you, sir, you would so like how we do in the school, you would ask permission to marry, and he would give you permission. But this sister or the whoever it may be, they still obligated for their time to serve you. Is that correct? And that's why that the brother will have to leave out, and they could possibly still stay. Is that what it's saying? So
okay, the where did the wife come from?
From the employer.
Yes, the master, he went and got this woman and married this woman to who? To his servant.
Okay.
Right? And this woman that the master went and get bore children to this what? To the servant. Right? So now the wife and the child belongs to who? The master. All right?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
So does that mean the servant? So when it's saying this, that means he has to do like another term to like pay for like the dowry for the daughter?
No, it doesn't say anything about the dowry. It doesn't say anything about the dowry. Just think this. The master now, remember all of this is written in the law, right? So in other words, you would know that what? If you decide to go be what? A servant, right? If you decide to go be a servant and you take a wife from your master, it's telling you that what? That wife and that child belongs to the master. You understand? This ain't like a surprise. Like surprise, I give you a wife and your boss sons. Nowadays, mine. Yeah, this ain't no surprise. This is in the law, so you know this. You understand? So that's why if you do, it's saying if you do decide to go down this road, if you do decide to take a wife from your master, just know that the kids and the wife belong to the master. No, it's saying if you decide to leave after on your 7th year, you can't expect the woman and the child to leave with you. That's your master's zone. You understand? Right? Now, let's say you want to stay. Then guess what? What's going to happen? Now you're going to be brought before the judges. Right? You're going to be brought before the judges. You're going to be placed in front of the doorpost, front of the threshold of the master's crib. Right? And what? Your heir's going to be born with an aunt and all. And you're going to be what? His servant for what? Forever. So now all this is being said. So you what? You have a what? A choice to make. You understand? So it's just saying this is the law and such. So it's not saying that you have to go down this road. You don't have to go down this road. You can work your 7 years. The master could offer you a wife, and you could do what? You can do what with that wife? If your master try to set you up with a sister, what could you do? Come on.
Say no, or at least wait until your term over.
Yeah, you could turn it down based on the situation that you're going to be in if you do marry her and do have kids by her and you plan on leaving. Now, if you plan on staying with the master for the rest of your life, then this is the route you would take. And this is how you will go about doing it. You understand? So now the master, it can't say, well, the master forced me to stay with this woman. No, the judges was there. When you got your what? When you get your heirs board, the judges was there. When you pledge your life to what? To serve your master for the rest of your life. You understand? Go ahead.
Salagi, sir, would an example of this be like with Laban and Jacob?
With Laban and Jacob. No, because, okay, with Laban and Jacob, right? With Laban and Jacob, Jacob decided to do what? To work for Laban. Right? That's basically, he decided to work out what you call maybe a dowry and say, you know what, I'm going to give you 7 years. Then I'll have this sister. And then he decided to do what? To go another 7 years because Laban what? Tricked him.
Sir.
You understand? But this wasn't meaning if what's his name?
Laban.
If Jacob wanted to take that one sister and leave, Laban could not have stopped him.
Okay,
you understand? Because Jacob wasn't bought. Jacob wasn't a servant. Jacob decided to work for Laban to have his daughter. You understand? All right. So read on.
Verse 5. And if the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 5. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. Then his master shall bring him into the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever.
That way, it's stupid to say what? A man can what? Boys heirs, right? He could boy heirs if you want to. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing against it. But back then, if your heirs was born with an awl, you were known to what? You have a master for what? Forever, basically. All right, it's just saying that. It's just a statement. All right, read on.
Come on, verse 7. And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the men servants do.
Go on.
Verse 8. If she please not her master, who has betrothed her to himself,
right? Who has betrothed her to himself, right? Meaning what?
So like you said, betrothed, like what? Being engaged?
Right, basically. So he's in the what process?
So like I said, like the courting process?
Yes, the courting process. So he is trying to see whether he wants this sister for what? To be his wife, basically. All right. After it was she was sold to him by the father. He's now deciding whether, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and marry the sister. Right? But before that happened, read.
Come on, sir. If she please not her master, who hath betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed.
Then he shall what? Let her to what?
Be redeemed.
You know what I mean? He realized, you know what, this ain't working out. We ain't compatible. So you know what? He should just let her what? Be what?
Redeemed.
Redeemed. Right? Read on.
To sell her unto a strange nation, he shall have no power.
He has no power to sell unto a strange nation, meaning a heathen.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
Come on. Seeing he hath dealt deceitfully with her.
Right? He dealt deceitfully with her. Right? Read on.
Come on, verse 9. And if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters.
After the manner of daughters. What's the manner of daughters? Come on.
Meaning like he gonna see her like as his stepdaughter?
Yeah, but now it's going to have to talk about what? Dowry. Now we're going to talk about that. Right? The manner of daughters. Right? Read on.
Slakia. Verse 10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall not diminish.
Why? Why is it saying that? Come on.
It's saying that because it doesn't matter how many wives you get. You always have to treat every wife the same.
Yeah, but think about the manner in which you got this woman. How did the brother get the woman, the first wife?
So like, if I may, sir, he paid for this woman.
Right, his father.
Come on.
Right?
He passed it down to his sons.
You understand?
Come
to his son. So now the son decide, you know what, I want another woman. Right? He can't say, well, you know what I mean, she ain't I didn't really choose this one. My father chose this one for me. He can't now say that, but crap. He has to treat that one to say what? It can't diminish. It has to be kept the same way. It can't be now, well, this is my favorite. She's not my favorite. She's my father's favorite. This ain't my favorite. You understand? So it's trying to tell you, you know what I mean? You have a wife, right? You have one, you go get another one. You can't now say, well, the new one, she way better than the old one. You understand? You can't do that. You understand? So they're telling you that the raiments, everything cannot what? Be diminished. You understand? It's more like this is here to protect what? This law here is to protect who?
So like, sir, it's to protect the sister.
Yes, from being what? Abused, basically, or neglected. You understand? All right? Read on.
Come. Verse 11. And if he, so like the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 11. And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money.
All right, so she could do it. She could go free with what? Without money. She done. All right, read on.
Verse 12. He that smiteth a man so that he die shall be surely put to death.
So now this is what? This is what we were talking about in Numbers. This is a what? So be specific. This is a what?
Salakia, sir, this is a not an accidental murder, but a murder on purpose.
So he is considered a what? Or she will be considered a what?
A manslayer?
No, not just a manslayer. I say be specific. Oh, yes, a murderer.
Come.
You understand? Read on.
Come, verse 13. And if a man lie not in wait, but the Most High deliver him unto his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee.
You understand? What does that mean? So this brother here is what?
So like I said, he's lying in wait. And
No, read verse 13 over again.
Okay, come. If a man lie not in wait, but
so
the
this
Most
brother,
High,
he ain't lie not in wait, meaning what? This is not a what? A willful killing.
Come.
This was not planned. This was not orchestrated. There was no conspiracy. There was no plot to kill this brother, right? He didn't lay in wait. Read on.
Come. Then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee.
Right? And that's your what? That's your city of what? Refuge. Right? Read on.
Come, verse 14. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, thou shalt take
with what?
With guile.
What's guile?
So like you said, would that be like being slick at the mouth?
Slick at the mouth. Might be a little bit. Look it up.
Salakia, sir, it says the definition of guile on the Merriam-Webster dictionary is a noun. It says deceitful, cunning, duplicity, stratagem, a trick, or strategy, trick. Salakia.
Right? So in other words, you what? You lure the brother to what? A spot, to a cookie shop. And tell him, you'll meet him there. We're going to hang out and be good. And then all of a sudden, he gets killed. You what? You beguile the brother. You understand? You tell him, nah, come, let's go hang out. Turn his back and you put a bullet in the back of his head. You beguile him. You were deceitful. It was presumptuous. Meaning you what? You planned it. Look up presumptuous. Presumptuously.
Slakia. This is the definition of presumptuous, an adjective on the Google dictionary. Of a person or their behavior failing to observe the limits of what is permitted or appropriate.
Any more?
What do you call it? Synonyms are like arrogant or overconfident.
Yeah, look. You sure that presumptuous? Look up presumptuous.
Oh, Salakia, sir. It says presumptuous in the Merriam-Webster dictionary says overstepping due bounds as of propriety, or courtesy, taking liberties. And that's all they have for us, sir.
So, Salaki Adawan, with regard to your scenario, you tell her brother, we're gonna go get cookies from this cookie shop. He's thinking that you're gonna treat him like a friend, and not the guy would be overstepping the boundaries of a friend, and dealing with him treacherously, killing him, taking his life.
Yes, correct.
So like if I may,
Correct. Uh-huh.
like presumptuously, right? It's like, would it be like you already made up in your mind like what you're gonna do to a brother, like, but you're gonna, I guess, play the part to get him in a situation that to, you know what I'm saying, to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? Like you already
Right.
made up your mind. You already prejudged what you want to do to the brother.
Yes, you basically, as the definition say, you overstepping your due bounds basically with your neighbor. You understand? You plotting on him. You understand? Correct. Right. Read on.
Salakia. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 14. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with gall, thou shalt take him from mine altar, that he may die. Verse 15. And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death.
Right. And a good way to put it too is almost like you you're not hide. Okay, is you hiding it, but it's like it's what you call brazen. You understand? Like it's to the point where you basically, you know what I mean, you're gonna kill him. So it's not to say like, you know what I mean, you're basically hiding it, right? That's where the guile come in. You understand? But you bold with it. You like, yeah, I'm gonna put him to what? To death. You already tell yourself that. You know what I mean? You're overconfident. You're arrogant with it. You understand?
All
right. Read on.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
And this is the one we go to show that what Esau did, what our oppressor did. This is what's come. This is what he has coming his way. Death. You understand? Right? What is that saying? I-S-U.P.K?
Salakia, it says, and he that stealeth a man, meaning like basically like what you just said, sir, like they stole or kidnapped slaves, or kidnapped a man and made him your slave forcefully, not willingly. He didn't come into your hand. I'm sorry, not just a man, a brother or sister didn't come to you willingly to serve you. And it says, and selleth him.
So you kidnap him, and then you did what?
He sold him, sir.
Yes, he sold him. Put him on an auction block, and he did what? Sold him. Got a buck for $50, a buck for what? $10. Sold to Mr. Cartwright. You understand? All right, read on. They say what? He shall surely be what? Put to what?
Put to death.
To death. You understand? And our oppressor has been trying to run from this ever since. Try to make gun laws to get out of this judgment. But ain't no gun laws going to get you out of this judgment, oppressor. You're going to have to pay for it. You understand? Read on.
Verse 17. And he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death.
All right. And what is this saying? F you, mommy and daddy. What is that saying?
So like, if I may, sir, would that be similar to like oftentimes like in the world, like your parents become a burden? It'd be like I wish you would just go ahead and just die or something like that.
Oh, is most okay? What's a curse in the Bible?
So like, if I may, sir, it's to make a statement like damning a particular person, a brother or sister, to say no.
Come on.
Is it punishing a person?
Yes. Remember, words don't mean what? Nothing. Baby, I love you, but I punch you in the face every time I'm drunk. Does my word mean anything? But the punch means something, though. You understand? She said, baby, I love you, and throw hot water in you, and that's for the other woman. That's for you going out and having another woman. She loves you? No. So when I say curse, meaning how you treat them, how you deal with your parents. I can say, mommy, F you, and still do what? Go get what she needs. Am I cursing my mother? No, I'm taking care of her. You understand? So a curse just means what? Basically a punishment. Like you punishing your parents for what basically they did to you. You understand? Or you trying to harm them. Right? So read that over again. And now don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? Certain things you say is going to do what? Certain words you use to your mom and dad is going to do what? It could what? Hurt them. Mentally. You understand? It could hurt them. But really, read this over one more time.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 17. And he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death.
You understand? Your mom and dad up in the old age. You understand? And you mistreating them, the Lord coming for you. You understand? I don't care what mommy and daddy did you. You know what I mean? Forgive them. Forget it. Put it in the past. You treat them how the Lord said to treat them. You understand? You have issues with that. You know what I mean? You come to the Israelite school, I.S.U.P.K, we'll teach you how to get over all the emotions, that feeling that daddy left on you, the impression that your mommy left on you because of the way they treated you. You understand? We have counseling. That you could get counseling based on that. You understand? Right? Read on.
Verse 18. And if men strive together, Salaki, and if men strive together, and one smite another with a stone or with his fist, and he die not, but keepeth his bed. Verse 19. And if he rise again and walk aboard upon his staff, then shall he that smote him be quiet. Oh, Salakia, be quit. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed.
What is that saying? Come on.
Salakia, sir. It says if men strive together and one smite another with a stone. It's saying if you fighting with your brother and you like strike him with a stone or with your hands, and he basically gets knocked out or goes into a coma. And it says if he rise again and walk aboard upon the staff, saying like he have some type of effect from what you like, because you know you get knocked up your head. A lot of things can happen to your body while you're in a coma. Like you could gain a limp, or you can be like anything. That's why it says upon his staff, meaning he's like walking differently now. Then shall he that smote him be quit. Damn, who quit? It says only.
You on it? You on it?
I just need the definition of quit, sir. So like, yeah. Okay, Salakia, it says quit. It means to depart from or out of, to leave the company of, to make full payment of. So I'm assuming this is the definition that it's using in the verse, meaning.
So that colon is explaining what a quit is. So read what a quit, what it says.
Only he shall pay for the loss of his time and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed.
You understand? So now, you understand, this is, you know what I mean, Esau have this in his basically in his laws, right? Where you gonna pay for a man downtime if you know what I mean, you harm him. You understand? Because why? This brother, if he was well, he'll be what, working and paying his bills. You understand? So now, come on.
So like I said, would it be like the Geico insurance more or less? Like you're like you know what I'm saying, you're responsible for whatever.
Yes.
Come.
Yeah, that's itself. That's insurance. You understand?
Yes, sir.
That's it. Like you were responsible for the brother not being able to what, get out of bed and what, go to his slave, go and work. So now that downtime, that money he lose, you now have to pay that money. Come on, son.
So Lucky. So would this be like, you know, you like tried to do like it's like attempted murder, but you don't kill your brother?
Okay, it's not. It didn't say attempted murder. It's just saying that you both of you are fighting, right? Both of you are fighting. Two of you are striving, but the strive turned into what? Into one of the brothers being what? Being harmed real bad, to the point whereas he laid up in the bed, and after being laid up in the bed, he walking on what, crutches, or he needed a walking stick. Now with that downtime, what's going to happen? His family could be what? Neglected.
Right.
They might need money, whatever. So whatever money that brother would have made within that time frame, no, you're responsible for that.
Come on.
That'll teach you a lesson to do what?
So like, sir, to not like putting your hands on your brother.
Yeah, not strive, not fight. Because if one of we either die, no, you're gonna have to either do what? You gotta run to the city of refuge, or you're gonna be what? Put to death if you're found to be guilty. If you plan on killing me, in that case, you understand? All right. But in this case, what? The brother live. So I will take that too. You plan to do it because what? You pick a rock up to do what? To bust the brother over his head, crack him over his head. You understand? You try to kill him, but he ain't dead. So now guess what, Negro? Now you're gonna have to pay for the downtime this brother had. Right? Read on.
So like, if I may, sir.
Uh-huh.
Now all these judgments, they're rendered by the priest.
Yes. By a judge, by somebody who's in charge of the city. You understand? Because remember, Moses set up what? When he took us out to Egypt, he set up what? He set up judges among us. Remember in Numbers, I think it is in the first chapter, we set up judges among renowned men. You understand? And these judgments was carried out by them if you were found to be guilty. Right? Read on. Right? But in majority of the time, you will see that it says what? The priests that does it, the Levites in that case. Right? Read on.
Verse 20. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished. Verse 21. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money.
What does that mean? Come on.
Meaning, like, So like, if you smite a servant or a maid, and he die, then you should be punished. You should be put to death for killing that person. You know what I'm saying?
It says what? You shall
Uh,
surely be what?
he shall surely be punished. He shall
He
be
shall,
surely punished.
yeah, he shall surely be punished. Meaning, this isn't this. He ain't just gonna get let slide for doing
Right.
this. He got to go before the priest, right? He's going to be punished for it. All right, read on. No, what? No, go ahead.
Verse 21. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, shall not be punished, for he is his money. Meaning, like, if you don't kill him, and the person continue, I guess, doing what they were supposed to do or able to do what they supposed to do, then you shouldn't be punished for it because it's your loss if he can't do it as much.
Do as it doesn't say as much, but just think he beat him and he doesn't die. He's still able to do his work for what? How many days?
1 or 2 days, Salaki.
Right? He shall not be what? Punished.
Shall not be punished.
Right, meaning the brother was able to continue his job. And they say because he is what? For he's his hire.
For he is his money.
Right, for he is his money, basically. So in other words, in that time, he won't be punished. But if this brother is not able to continue doing what he's supposed to do, guess what? He gonna be what? Punished. He's gonna be surely punished.
Come on.
Right? And with that, you all any questions before I let the class out? I know we come up on the time. So you all know tomorrow, you all, we all gonna be where? In Durham, right?
Come, sir.
All right. You have any questions whatsoever before I let you all out? If not, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer I.S.U.P.K. All right. Zion, you could take it over from here, Zion.
All right, come, sir. The water out of one.
I am the bar. All right, warriors. Shalom, Yishkatham.
How about
Salakia,
you have any sisters in the class?
We have some sisters online, sir.
Okay. All right.
Barak.
Yahaba Shemir Shakatam.
Yadamatar. Yishai.
All right. Shalom.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They'll be to salute only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Ma'ashra, which means 10 in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund was a free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we had a feast of dedication, Hanukkah, which is the 25th day of the 9th month by a space of 8 days, which is Sunday, November 28th. It could be found in 1 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 52 through 61. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, scarf. With that, Almighty. Men of Israel gonna render one courtesy salute to the teacher, Amar Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Barakatah, Yahweh Natah, sisters. Class dismissed.
Was that recorded? Was that recorded? I thought we looked tough as shit. Y'all ain't look at it? Y'all ain't see that?
I can tell you what it feels like when them problems kicking in. I call it real life. Now I'm feeling trapped. Who can I trust? Second guessing everything. Who can I love? I remember sleeping on the floor, ready for whatever. I was sleeping by the door. I was down bad, didn't want no one to know. I was on my own, didn't have nowhere to go. Everything I seen was a test. I was born to be a soldier, nothing less. This is the life that I chose. This the life that I chose. This the life that I chose. This the life that I chose. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. This is the life that I chose. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. This is the life that I chose. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. This is the life that I chose. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. Left, right, left, all black is the uniform. Soldier dead and gone, I'm forever pouring liquor for him. Try me on my brothers, and I'll be moving body for him. Came up out the struggle and maintained through the storm. Niggas dying for dead presidents, fucking up their residence. White man dirty tricks, they call that shit politics. Vagabonds, and they some natural born lunatics. That what they is. They shut you down when you speaking truth. It black boots when you in the truth. It black boots when you in the truth. This is the life that I chose. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier.